Hello, my name's Robert Dean Steele. We are reading through the Psalms. This is Psalm 132. Listen to what the psalmist says. O Lord, remember David and all the hardships he endured. So they're talking about King David. He swore an oath to the Lord and made a vow to the Almighty One. He says, I will not enter my house or go to my bed. I will not allow sleep to my eyes, nor slumber to my eyelids, till I find a place for the Lord, a dwelling place for the mighty one of Jacob. He says, I am not going to stop until I have decided to find a place for the house of the Lord. We have heard in Ephraim, we came to the fields of Jair. Let us go to his dwelling place. Let us worship him at his footstool. So basically, David is looking around for a place to have the temple. Then he goes on to say, arise, O Lord, and come to your resting place, and you and your ark with your mouth. He says, I want to have a place where the ark of the covenant is placed and where people can come and have a central point to Israel. He says, may your priests be clothed with righteousness and all your saints with joy. He says, the outgrowth of that is the fact that it is going to be a place of joy and also a place of righteousness. For the sake of David, your servant, do not reject your anointed one. He says, Lord, don't reject us. Remember the covenants that you've made to us. Then he goes on to say, the Lord swore an oath to David, a sure oath that he will not revoke. One of your descendants I will place upon the throne. He says, I have a future ruler coming out of you. We know that today, of course, being Jesus Christ. If your sons keep my covenant and the statutes I teach them, and if your sons, he says, then your sons will sit on the throne forever and ever. So there's a covenant that needs to be. When we make promises to God, we got to keep them. Otherwise, the covenant could become void. The Lord has chosen Zion. He has desired it to be his dwelling place. This is my resting place forever, and I will be enthroned, for I have desired it. So there's a desire of the heart, and that is that the Lord would have a central place to be worshiped. And of course, we know that is Jerusalem. Then he goes on to say, I will bless her with abundant provisions, her poor I will satisfy with food. Isn't that great to know that God's going to give provision and also food, especially when we allow him to be the place where we dwell. Then he goes on to say this, I will clothe her priests with salvation, and her saints will sing for joy. So we have salvation and joy. Here I will make the horn grow for David, and they will set up a lamp for my anointed one. A horn to clarify who the Lord is, and also as well a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. I will clothe his enemies with shame, but the crown of his head will be resplendent. Isn't it great to know that God is going to anoint Jesus in the future? And he's already given us a name that every knee will bow and every tongue will confess. Beautiful messianic psalm and a beautiful picture of what's going to happen in the future. My name is Robert Dean Steele. We've been praying through the Psalms. That was Psalm 132.